And where we last left off in this game, we were pretty much like just wrapping up on all different things that we needed to just check off the checklist. I mean, we've completely wrapped up a bomb battlefield right now, and we've gotten the the all-important 70 stars, which we need to unlock the mystery, in quotes, of the endless stairs, which means really at this point all we have to do in terms of plot is just go and face off against Bowser in his, quote, final form, which is exactly the same as his other previous two forms, only now he's able to take a little bit more hits. But it would be remiss of me not to go over all the many, many different stars that we have available in this game, wouldn't you say? So what we're going to do, essentially, this is the stream for us clearing house on Mario 64. Hello, friend Riley. Hope you are doing well this day. So, it is pretty much, we've wrapped up a bomb battlefield. So what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be taking the day relatively easy, all things considered, and just going through all the levels to all the stars we haven't unlocked yet. But God, you hate Mario being so smooth in this game. I mean, he's not naturally this smooth. This is not Mario's natural inclination to be this smooth. I did some work, or at least other talented people did some work for me, and then I just used their work to help make Mario a little bit smoother. But oh wait, the cannon was already unlocked. Oh. I mean, I could have gone with Blocky Mario, but I kind of was like, people know Blocky Mario by now, right? But anyway, it's cool that you're here, and it's cool of you to lurk. Hope you're doing okay after stuff. You've peeled back his folds and stand there. Oh, come on now. Come on, it's not sinful. This should, I will maintain, friend Riley, I still think this should have been what they did for the 3D All-Stars. Wouldn't you have preferred to see the new flashy, amazing 4K resolution, like Mario stuff in 3D All-Stars, to make it feel like they'd actually put a little bit of polish into porting those games over to the Switch? Just a little bit, eh? Also, we've completely wrapped up Whomp's Fortress, so that's a plus. So, I hope you enjoyed the last we ever saw of Whomp's Fortress. We shall not be seeing it again. Let us move on now to Jolly Roger Bay. So, I think we're gonna be pretty much, if my knowledge is correct, if my memory is correct, essentially we're just gonna be breezing through early game stuff here, because I think we've only got in this opening area, like, a couple of scattered stars here and there that we haven't collected. I know by now we've pretty much unlocked all the coin stars, and there's going to be a couple of coin stars we have to nab later on. And I don't mean the machines that turn your pennies into bills. I mean just 100 coin stars. And, well, there goes that one up. Oh well. This is actually, it's only now occurring to me that, like, in typical Mario 64 fashion, because of, I gotta mute my laptop there, because of the fact that, pretty much, we've, like, unlocked a lot of, we used the last stream to get through a whole heck ton of a lot of stars. Essentially, we ended last stream with probably like 20-something lives, and now we're gonna be running through this stream with like 4. But it's okay, we'll make this work. Again, this is just the clearinghouse stream. And there's the Through the Jet Stream star, so that's the end of Jolly Roger Bay. I hope you enjoyed the little taste we got of that too. I think at this pace that we're running at right now, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility that we will be 100% completing this game today, which I kind of knew beforehand. I'm gonna quickly check in here I do not recall if I bothered to do the time trial on the Princess Secret slide last stream. I'm going to try. This might be something. If I haven't done this star successfully before, then this may very well be the one that does trip us up for a little bit of time. Just because, I mean, why wouldn't it? It's quite an endeavor sometimes to get under 15 seconds on this course. And a part of me is hoping that I am correct in my assumption that I didn't get this star yet. Because if I end up going through the whole process of, like, trying to beat this time trial, only to realize that I had already nabbed this star before on stream, I will be most disappointed. But we'll see what happens. We're already definitely not getting the time trial star on this run, so we're just gonna take a mulligan on that and do it again. It is in the habit of people who have done this before, I have seen, where they arrange themselves on the slide by using a sort of trick with running into the walls where they can, like, get themselves to pretty much turn around completely on the course. And I have yet to master that ability. I know that there's this jump here. I have yet to, again, clearly master this as well. So we'll see how this goes. I imagine this is a very droll way to begin a stream. But, you know, you work with what you got. I mean, I just need to make sure, because the issue with the castle secret stars is that, unlike the other levels, like, okay, I can look at the bomb battlefield, Womp's Fortress, Jolly Roger Bay, and be like, yeah, okay, I got all 6 of the regular stars and the 100 coin star, fantastic. The castle secret stars just pile up in a bunch. They're just here. They're the extra secret stars. So I got 12 of them right now. And that's including that's including the original secret slide, that's including talking to the toads, that's including the 2 different chase rounds with Mips, that's including all the red coins and the switch palaces. Yet I do not know if it includes as much of yet the time trial for this slide. So I just gotta be determined in getting this star. And I've done it before. I have 100% completed this game in the past. But as all of you here know, if it isn't on stream, it's not real. Didn't happen. And until we get the definitive proof of capability. Okay, so that's the trick. That's the trick to it. And then if I do that, I jump too early. But that's how you flip him around the other way, I think. I just need to get this right. This is gonna be like last stream where Robin encouraged me to, like, get the backwards long jump to work properly. I'm just gonna need that kind of, like, sort of determined focus to be like, yeah, I can do this. I can make this trick work. I think this is where to jump. That's overshooting it. Okay, so interesting. But we're getting there. I've so far figured out how to flip Mario around the other way. If I just hit that little turn slant in the proper way, I can get him to turn around and slide backwards down this thing, and then that should, in theory, get this to work. Now, if I just am more determined, there we go. Now, no. That's overshooting it. I think I maybe took too long on flipping him around. So anyway, as I go ahead and I figure out this, how's everyone doing? I hope you're all having a nice Saturday. I hope if you, like me, are living in the States, you had a relatively nice, pleasant holiday week. I will admit that American Thanksgiving is most likely my least favorite holiday of them all, but I know there are some people out there who enjoy it, and if you do enjoy it, I hope you had a lovely time. And now that's a general nice word of encouragement, I think, for today. Hope people are, I mean, just like in general, yeah, I hope people are doing well. Okay. That's undershooting it. There's not much to talk about, I guess. I guess I could talk about my holiday experience, so what is there really to say? Pretty much, I just, was here at my place, just a couple of family members who were all clean and not COVID infected and were living in town, just kind of swung by, and, you know, I just, spent a little bit of time with them, or at least as much time as I normally do, which isn't much. And yeah, I don't know, I listened to some acoustic folk music, as it is my favorite kind of music to listen to around the autumn time. And, I don't know, I just had some mac and cheese and, like, pretty much just watched, like a movie, and that was it, pretty much. There's not much to report. I guess, also, maybe, should I save the wrapping up talk of Mario 64 for the end? I feel like that's probably accurate. I should wait before I really discuss about the impact of Mario 64. Should save that for when we get into the endgame content. Okay, so it's... Okay, I feel like I'm getting closer to where I need to jump off from. I need to figure out how to turn Mario around sooner rather than later. But that is all to say. And again, I'm really hoping that through all of this, I'm really hoping through all of this, I actually am going to get this star, and then it's not gonna be a holographic, invisible star. Alright, didn't turn him around, and now off he goes into the void of darkness, from which there is no, there's an interesting opening loop of different things. Also, oh, I could talk about this, I guess, though it's very technical jargon stuff to talk about, but I guess I can talk about it. Some of you may notice that, with any luck, this stream is now in its always intended, quality of 1080 high definition. I think after the past couple of weeks of doing a multitude of streams where things were going well, nothing against the streams themselves in terms of quality or the audience or viewership or whatever, but after having a couple of weeks of streams where a host of technical issues would reveal themselves to me, in terms of just random stream outages that would just happen out of the blue for no particular reason, I went in deep last week, and I spent the previous couple of days since Monday's stream of me kicking off Breath of the Wild, and just went in deep, like learned all about what's the appropriate bit rate, what's the appropriate this and that, and that, just to try to solve what was going on with the stream issues. And I'm hoping, at this current moment, that what you are seeing is the most stable, steady stream quality that I can deliver upon to you at this moment. And I'm thinking that that is maybe potentially the case. I think that it is possible that I have succeeded in this goal. I'm hoping so, at least. What if I do this? No, that changes nothing. That doesn't help me at all. I'm determined. I'm determined to get this star. I mean, I'm determined in the very least that I want to get this star and then, like, get the 100% ending benefit of this game. Because, as I've said a plethora of times, part of the reason why we're doing the Mario Marathon is to take a sort of nice little look at the long fabled history of Mario games and their place in the long storied legacy of video game history. And in doing so, it does require just a little bit of us looking over all the different nooks and crannies of how these games change, how they evolve, how they grow, and and just exist. And to that end, I try to, you know, show all these games in the best positive light, which sometimes involves a little bit of sanding down of the edges. I apologize for those who have the love of the edges. I have my own personal love of the edges as well. I just wanted to take it in a different path. I wanted to be like, here's almost the director's intended vision of what could be. And all this to say, I really, really would like to get this star. I really would like it if I could just get this. Okay, so I've at this point now given up on trying to do this the proper way. My hope is that this is going to work. Is it 20 or 25 seconds? I don't know, let's see. Yeah, either way, that didn't work. Okay, so, because I know this is the regular old transparent star that I already have. Not a big deal. No one cares if I get this again, because there's nothing to see. We already had this. That's not rewarding. We just got extra coins out of that go to a rather meaningless counter. We need to get this time trial down, and this is a frustrating time trial. I mean, and I think I hope, at least, that it is the only time trial slide in the game. I'm pretty certain it is, because I know there is one more. There is another slide mission in this. There's another slide star in this game that we haven't unlocked yet. I'm not looking forward to it because the last slide is easily my least favorite slide in the game, and I know that the level that we're going to be playing through on it is going to be very important, a necessity, and we're going to have to use that slide to get the 100 coin star in that world, which I will not enjoy whatsoever. I will be very aggrieved by having to do it. Consider this the overture, in a sense. Consider this maybe the prolonged overture to what will be this final stream of Mario 64, which is going to be dedicated to us doing some of the more tedious stars. They're not all going to be tedious, but there's going to be some which are very like, okay, well now what's all this about? What's all of this about? If we could be so bold as to ask the big questions of this game, like what are you thinking? What's really going through your mind right now? Because I really just want to get this time trial star and move on with things. Oy vey. Okay, come on. Okay, now we do that. I need you to get up, Mario. Get up. Okay, we're just gonna do this. So this is definitely not it, because we're already at 20. So let's just... I can't get him back up again. So this proves nothing. I'll just exit the course. Well, it means nothing. I don't want to deal with getting the star again. It'll take more time to get the fake star than to just exit out of the place. Alrighty, let's go again. Woo! What a super opening to this stream. Doing the most exciting missions. Alright, well that doesn't... Oh, that solved nothing. Okay. Super. Oh, we're gonna do this. Nah. Why am I doing that? Look, right, because here's the thing, Riley. I need to get this jump because that's the only way I can get this time trial done, because the regular, it's like there's a speed cap on these slides. It's like I could try it the normal way, see what happens. Like, okay, here we go, normal way. And here we are, do. Superb, we're at 15 seconds, 16, we've only got 3 seconds left to cross that line. If I don't make it in that, yep, see? Okay, now look. Look. How was I supposed to know that that was going to just happen? How? How even? How even? How even? How even is that even supposed to be when every speedrunner in the world says, hey, here's how this works? You kind of want to believe them. You see all these runs on YouTube and they're all like, oh, if you do the boop 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 thing, you can do this. And I go, that must be the answer. And then, no, it isn't. I've been fooled again. I've been fooled again by the system and its schemes, and we're moving on. We're just gonna let that be how it is, and just let's not dwell on it. If we dwell on it, it's going to just gonna hurt even more. Okay. So, what is the ultimate lesson of today? What's the ultimate takeaway from this? What's the moral of the story here? I ask of us all. Like what lesson am I supposed to peel away from this whole experience and what has just transpired in front of me? Like what's my lesson for today? What's the Sesame Street moral that I'm supposed to take away from what just happened? Because that was something else. I gotta tell you, that really threw me for a surprise. Oh, yoy. Okay, well, now, hopefully this... Okay, well, that is not unlocked, so we're gonna have to go take the little ski lift here and get Bomb Buddy to help us out with this. And I know that there's a method. Oh, wait a tick. Were you trying to post a clip, Riley? I have a thing, just so that way... No link. Yeah, I know. Okay, well, I have a theory on how, because I normally having the Nightbot set to no links has helped with the follow bots, but just for you, Riley, and I've been wanting to position this to you for some time. I didn't want to add too much to your plate, but... How? Let's see here. If I can just do this thing. I know I'm pausing all things right now, but just give me 1 second to figure this out. Cause how I should have this set. Where's the can I do this? Wait a minute. All right. So okay. This. Body. Alright, I might have to just leave this be for the moment. I'll figure this out later, but for the moment, just so that way we're not pausing everything in its tracks. I'm gonna move on. But I will figure that out later. I'll message you about this thing later, Riley. But for now, feel free, DM me the link on Discord and see if I can't just post it in my own chat. I mean, I don't think I can get banned, so. Can I not? Sir, okay, so... I've done this before. Oh, okay, like that? Okay, so let's see here. This. Ah, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna do this. Alright, and hopefully this works. Oh, what? Okay. Did I not spell that correctly? I thought I did. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, there we go. Alright, problem solved for the moment. Hopefully that solves it at least. And then let me just do this. And this is all exciting for the VOD, I know that much. Okay, there we go. There's Riley's clip. And I think now that I've this is how it works, Riley, don't you see? This is how you're going to become everyone's mod, because everyone who knows you is just going to be like, well, let her do her thing. We'll give her the power. Alright, besides, I actually needed real mods for a long time, so. Alright, because I have Nightbot as a mod, and then I have Aaron as my other mod, but he doesn't watch Twitch, so like, I was like, I need people who actually show up to be the ones who can be responsible. No, I'm still gonna let you lurk, but there you go. Now, yes, the power, it surges through. Okay, now let's get back to game stuff. Now, canon is still not the best, even in this superb version of this game. Okay, there we go. I'm shocked that I did that correctly. Alright, and bop over those very 90s enemies. Okay, and woohoo! Alright, so here we go with this. And this might be one of the only stars where I start using some of the advantages that come with this little version of the game I have. Because as is well, okay, well maybe I don't need to worry about it, because their camera's actually not behaving so poorly this time. Man, I gotta tell you, after the struggle that was the last star on the slide, that went relatively simply. The greatest challenge of that star was just giving Riley mod privileges. Okay, well, now that is pretty much it for the early sections of the game. Now, what does that leave us with? We got some stuff. We got a lot to do. All right, so now we're in the second area. We got stuff to take care of on Big Boo's haunt, and everything else afterwards. So now we've gotten through all the early game stuff, we can take the moment, we can take the time now to really appreciate some of the other levels we'll be bouncing our way into. Like Big Boo's balcony. Which, I feel like we've already been to Big Boo's balcony? I could be wrong about this, but like, we already did the 100 coin star in this, right? Right? I don't know. I'll have to look back when we go into Peach's castle again. But I think we've pretty much, or maybe I got through it without needing to even come up here to the upper level of Big Boo's haunt, which is very realistic to assume, just because Big Boo's haunt is very easy to get 100 coins on, because every enemy in this level is worthy of a blue coin. Also, hi Big Boo! Just do your thing. No, there we go. Just gotta work with the wacky old hitbox. There we are. And now just give it a nice little. Oh, whoop! And there it is. So now comes the genuinely tricky part. Hopefully this I don't fall off of. Okay, I think I got that right. Wrong. Okay, salvage, please. I'm gonna need you to jump back up there. There we go. And Yahoo! Great stuff. Superb. If I was going to miss that star, I was gonna be a little bit tilted. I was gonna be just a little bit upset. Alright, there we go. Big Boo's balcony, another star there. A nice round 75 stars. We'll come back to Big Boo's haunt later on, but for now, let's head on over to some of the other levels that we haven't given quite enough love yet. To be fair, though, I feel like this next level we'll be revisiting is one that I don't have too much love for, just because as I've said in the previous streams, to me, this following level is the start of some of the late stage Mario 64 levels being not all that interesting. And this includes Hazy Maze Cave, which, you know, just like, I don't know. I mean, this is the level on the first stream which pretty much was like the one that tore it for me. This is the level that was like the, and I'm done for the day level, especially trying to get the 100 coins on it, which, I mean, gosh, I'm so glad that I'm not getting the 100 coins on Hazy Maze Cave today. And that is something I'm very glad I was able to knock out of the way and just deal with and not have to worry about it too much. Oof. So, is it just me, or is, like, so we're doing the emergency exit, part of the hazy toxic maze. But, like, they build this in, so the emergency exit is this one here. But wouldn't this look to you like the more obvious, like, exit way out of the maze? Like, this would be to me like the something that's like, oh yeah, this is clearly like the exit they want you to go on, because it's the first one you see. But no, it's for a later star. How truly interesting a decision that is. Alright, and now comes the more nerve-wracking part of getting this star, dealing with the climbing mechanics. Climbing mechanics in Mario has never been one of the game's strongest points. At least I don't believe it ever has been. And it doesn't matter the game. It could be this one, it could be the following game, it could be even Odyssey. Anyway. Superb. So now that we're pretty much just doing like regular stars, I feel like a lot of these are just gonna breeze by, no problem, no questions, no nothing. It's just gonna be like, whoop, there it goes, we're just zooming on through. I mean, there's going to be a couple of levels that we really sink our teeth into, and they're gonna be all of the ones that we haven't done the 100 coin stars on yet. Which will be not Lethal Lava Land, because we have seen Lethal Lava. What? That's new, or rather I should say that's old. When was this a thing? When was this a feature? Get Robin on the phone, because I know that she was, last stream she was like, oh wow, the Blargs are here, and I was sort of like, yeah, they are. But now this one has got like a, is this a rideable Blarg? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious me. Oh, wow. So this is, oh man, and they give chase. Oh, wow. I gotta message people about that. Oh, whoop, well, bye-bye, Blarg. Thanks for being here while you were. But, that is interesting, and that is going to be a message to some people on Discord. Specifically one person, just because, but that is worthy of addressing. Alright, and that was an interesting distraction, very educational, very much a learning process there. I paid the penalty by getting burned But goodness gracious me, was that a learning lesson right there? I did not know that was a thing. I did not know that was going to be a feature, and the fact that it is there is actually really cool. Very superb. Very much. That is nice. This is why, for what can be said about the smoothing of Mario, this has always felt to me like sort of, when I found this version of the game, I was like, oh, so it's like the director's cut. This is like the version of the game that Miyamoto and team would have always wanted to see be released in '96, but just the technology either wasn't there or they had to cut so much because they were condensing all of it into an N64 package. And all this sort of, I was just like, if I'm going to, in a similar vein to how I played the All-Stars version of Mario 3 instead of the NES version, to me it's like, I want to show off these games and where they've come from, but like, at their fullest potential, which, to me, this, I can say, with Mario 64 being definitely like, probably top 3 Mario games for me, this is like the most supreme version of this game I've ever seen. And you know, that's the most I can say for it. And that was all sorts of interesting. That was very intriguing. Back to the desert. The 8 red coins mission, which means, as I've said before, the 8 red coins missions, we always double up. We make them the 100 coin missions as well. And this will be no exception. So here we go. The first of what will be the long investitures into a level. We had already covered our bases with Big Boo's Haunt and with Hazy Maze Cave and Lethal Lava Land. So now, from this point forward, we're really going to be able to delve in a little bit more in depth into the business of what these late stage levels have to offer. So, Shifting Sandland is an alright level, I would say. I don't know. You know what, like, has anyone done... Actually, I was going to ask this question, but I'm 100% certain that it has been done. I was going to ask if anyone has ever done, like, a tier list of, like, Mario 64 levels. And then I, like, was going to ask it, and then I was like, absolutely they have. It is too primed and perfect. It is too easy and too obvious for someone not to have done a tier list of all the Mario 64 level world overworld sort of stuff. Like, that's so primed and ready, isn't it? Like, or I mean, if no one has, then I'll eat my words, and then heck, I'll make that part of the commentary today, and we can just go through all of the like different levels of the game and go like, oh, what would we rank them? Hang on a second. Sorry, had to clear my throat a little bit. Anyway, but yeah, if no one has ever done that before, like a tier list of the Mario 64 worlds, that to me would be like the most, I don't know, like I guess I could give mine just as like sort of subjective, like here's my personal thoughts on what I think of the levels and Mario. I mean, I don't know if I could do a tier list style because that's kind of I don't know. With me and tier lists, it's easier for me to make a tier list if I have the visual in front of me, and then I can kind of be comparing them. But I think that's most people with tier list sort of stuff. I don't know. Oh, I hope I don't get launched off the level. I'm gonna get launched off the level, am I? Oh. Well, I'm not gonna get launched off the level, but a lot of coins are gonna go into the Forbidden Zone where I can't reach them. So that's disappointing. Alright, so let's at the very least... Hopefully this pans out for me and doesn't go completely sideways. Oh, and here we go. So I don't know. Let's talk about the different overworlds in this game. So I guess we could start off with Peach's Castle because that is like the main hub world of the game, and that holds, you know, a relative, you know, importance and relevance in the grand scheme of things. I know it's certainly I know there are people who've made like their rankings of greatest overworlds in video games, and Peach's Castle has ranked pretty high up there. And I wouldn't debate that myself. I think that that's relatively fair. And also just the way that Peach's Castle itself really is a level. I mean, we've got a whole heck of a bunch of stars which are classified around being part of just Peach's Castle in general. You know, whether it be the Super Slide, or whether it be the Switch Palaces, or whether it be like hunting down MIPS, or different things of that nature. Like, there's all sorts of different methods of approach and how you can really look at Peach's Castle, plus just the general fun of uncovering more and more bits of each of the levels and being like, yeah, let's like see what we can do, let's see what we can find, and see really, like, because you uncover each different little piece of each thing as you progress and move forward with it. And that is evident throughout, you know, most of the whole course of the game. I feel like I'm mainly just saying buzzwords right now, which may not be entirely incorrect, but I do feel as though I'm just kind of spouting out empty hype just a little bit, as I kind of focused on this stuff with the show. I don't know. Let's say that Peach's Castle is like sort of, you know, we'll use it as the base point, right? We'll use, like, at the moment it's in the neutral zone. It's in the realm of space where, like, we acknowledge it as a level, and we acknowledge how wonderful it is that it's around, and the joy and fun of the discovery of finding everything that's in the castle and getting through all the paintings and stuff. We'll put it there in the center, because we haven't even put it on the list. Yeah, we haven't even made the list. We need to make the list. So let's also, Vulture is very angry with me. Nice try getting my hat, silly bird. Okay, alright, so then what comes after Peach's Castle? Babam Battlefield. Babam Battlefield, you know, in spite of the war-torn nature of what is happening within the level itself, I mean, they establish it as like they're in the middle of a battle, and you've got King Babam on the mountain surveying his domain, as it were, and all these things are present within the game. It's definitely high up there with me, I would say, just because it is like sort of, Peach's Castle is like interesting as like the Peach's Castle is like the overture. Let's say it's the opening salvo of what people will then later experience as they travel through the rest of the game itself. But by that same token, the Bob Battlefield really is where the true first impression is made, because it's within the Bomb Battlefield that you really start collecting your first stars. You get your first boss battle. You get, you know, a taste of the characters, a taste of the soundtrack, a taste of all these things, and just the visual aesthetic of Mario 64 in general. Most of the levels have this like very, it's ironic that I'm going to be using this word for a game that has this word in it as well, and I'm not discussing at the moment, but it has a very sunshiny feel to it. Most of the levels take place in the open daylight. There's not a lot to take place at night. There's a couple to take place at night, but most of them, you know, the sun is out. It's a nice, you know, it's that kind of like sunny day that isn't like total clear skies. There's a little bit of clouds here and there, but it's those pastoral clouds. It's those kinds of clouds that you're like, oh, you know, like you like looking out the window and seeing the clouds there, because even though they may be, you know, sort of taking up sky real estate, you know, they entice the imagination. They encourage a kind of dreamlike sense to the whole proceedings, which is so vitally important too in the appreciation of what's going on with Mario 64. I think I'm going to focus, as I do this second round of this level, I'm going to focus instead on getting the 100 coins. Instead, I'm going to divert all my attention just to the 8 red coins, and then after I get the 8 red coins, I will focus instead on the 100 coins. Because then once I get the 100 coins, I can go, once I go for the 100 coins, I can go inside the pyramid, which is where we're going to be seeing more of the 100 coin opportunities. I cannot believe I died there. That was really sad. But, anyway, getting back to it. So, let's say the Bomb Battlefield, it's above Peach's Castle. It's definitely above Peach's Castle, just because it's more interactive. Peach's Castle is a fantastic place. It's cool to be in. But it's essentially, it's like a subway station. He said, having never really been in the subway. But like it's a train station destination. It's a travel location. It's a place you go to get to other places. The Bomb Battlefield is like the first real actual level, and so it ranks pretty high up there. Womp's Fortress comes after that, and Womp's Fortress, I think, is on relatively the same level as the Bomb Battlefield. It's a bit more condensed than the Bomb Battlefield. The Bomb Battlefield is pretty open, all things considered, which is not to its detriment at all. It's one of those things where Womp's Fortress is the most like video game level, like Mario 64 stage. It's the one that's the most like, here's how we turn a 2D game into a 3D game thing. It's condensed. It's very much like the whole route, and to a degree so is the Bomb Battlefield, but like, since it's up in the sky, and since it's built around it being a fortress, its whole status is built around it being like, you must climb this tower. You climb up like the hillside in the Bomb Battlefield as well, but that plays in to but you don't really do that afterwards. Like, you climb up the hill in the Bomb Battlefield to deal with like with King Bomb, and because Koopa the Quick has you race them. Wow, I really kicked the heck out of that vulture. But like, it's one of those things where it's there, it's present. Like climbing up thing, but it's not built into the entirety of the level. The majority of the Bomb Battlefield, at least half the stage, at least half the stars in that area take place, you know, like on just the like open fields. You know, there's a lot of cannon shooting. There's a lot of dealing with like the chain chomp beforehand. It's an obstacle course, and each portion of that obstacle course has its own like utility to it, which is what makes it so fun and fascinating. Womp's Fortress is just its own self-contained unit, which makes it maybe just a little bit more restricting than the Bomb Battlefield. If I die here, I mean, like, I haven't seen the game over screen yet, so like at least that's something else that I can check off my tick mark of showing everything in Mario 64. But let's say, for the moment, I'm gonna put Womp's Fortress on like a tie with the Bomb Battlefield. I would say, just because it is on a pretty relatively similar place. It functions in a similar way, and whereas to some degree it's a little bit more restrictive than the Bomb Battlefield, just because it's a tinier space of operation, that still kind of has its own utility and utensil and stuff to commend about it. So I'm gonna play it at the moment on equal playing field with the Bomb Battlefield, which moves us then to Jolly Roger Bay, which I would say between Womp's Fortress, but Bomb Battlefield, and Peach's Castle, I would probably put Jolly Roger Bay on the lower tier. It's a water level. It's the first of the two major water. Well, it's the first of the three major water levels in Mario 64, and it's definitely the greatest of them. I would say it's the one that's the most fleshed out and expansive and enjoyable, just because of the atmosphere of it. You get to plunder through the sunken ship. You get to do all sorts of things with it. But by that same measure, it's got the typical restrictive hallmarks of a water level. It's kind of slow. It's a bit of an irritation to deal with the like breathing power mechanic. It's, you know, you've got like the eel stuff, which is kind of sometimes tricky to maneuver with just because the eel doesn't always have the best response time. But there's still nice little treasures to uncover. I guess the puzzle bits with the treasure chests aren't necessarily too difficult because they have the same pattern each time, which is front, left, right, and back each and every time. So that could be a mark against it, I would say. I don't know. I would say probably in our ranking so far, it would be like probably on the lower tier. I'll put it below all of the different levels we've discussed so far, I would say. I think that is a relatively safe maneuver. I don't think people would get too upset by me saying that of the early stages, Jolly Roger Bay is likely not the greatest. But then moving on from that, we have Cold Mountain. That's it. That's the word I was looking for. We have Cold Mountain. And Cold Mountain is the first wintry stage. And I would say, by a large margin, the greatest winter stage. It opens up, you have like the secret slide in the log cabin. You have the penguin sledding race. You have the bringing the baby penguin back to their mother. You have the sort of like getting the snowman's head over to his body. You have the wall kicks, like little nook and cranny. You've got a lot of stuff happening on Cool Mountain, which makes it like, you know, definitely of the two wintry ice stages, certainly makes it one of the more rewarding stages in that crowd. I would say it's better than Dire Docks. I don't know if it is necessarily better than, say, Womp's Fortress or Bob-omb Battlefield. That, I think, would be a little bit of a big ask. So, instead, let's put it underneath Bob-omb Battlefield and Womp's Fortress, but above Peach's Castle and Dire Docks. So I think that's a relatively fair placement for it. I am trying to remember where the last of these red coins are. I got the 4 that are circling around on the by the pyramid, so I'm trying to remember where the last one is. What does that leave us with? Alright, so then after Cool Mountain is I'm gonna skip the Bowser worlds just because they aren't really worlds in and of themselves. They're more like just like sort of obstacle courses that you run through to then face Bowser. Let's say after that is Big Boo's Haunt. Now Big Boo's Haunt is one of the more unique levels in 64 in so much that it has its own specialized atmosphere. It's got its own sense of mystery, its own soundtrack, its own, you know, like mechanic of how to even make it into that level, because you can't even reach it through a painting. You have to like attack a boo to reach it. So, and then there's also like the whole mechanic of like jumping through walls, fighting the boos, getting the red coins. I mean, it's a spooky level. It's a spooky level, and it is kind of the resident spooky level. There are levels that are kind of off-putting in Mario 64, especially in the later stages, just because of like different elements that are sort of like, what's this about? But it's definitely like, and in a way, almost it's one of the more prescient levels in Mario 64, just because like the whole gimmick of Big Boo's Haunt is that you are hunting ghosts in a haunted mansion, which is not too dissimilar from the core gameplay aesthetic that will then be revisited upon with the Luigi's Mansion series. And of course, like Luigi isn't in Mario 64, even though, as we all know, L is real. But all that being said, though, it's like one of those things where Big Boo's Haunt has definitely got an atmosphere to its own. I would say, though, the detractions from Big Boo's Haunt for me are things which are just sort of, I would say, kind of subjective complaints. The boos are not the most fun enemy to attack, just because you have to, like, either run around them and jump kick them, or ground pound them with your back away from them. So they're kind of finicky to attack, but they do always grant you with a blue coin. So it's definitely the easiest stage to get 100 coins on, just because every single enemy is worth 5 coins. I would say it probably, I don't think it surpasses Cool Cool Mountain for me, but it does, because of the atmosphere alone, I would say it does better than Peach's Castle and Jolly Roger Bay. And then that moves us on to, once I get this coin, Hazy Maze Cave. I said this before, I will say it again. Hazy Maze Cave, to me, is the first of the major disappointing levels in Mario 64. It is winding, it is expansive, it is quite possibly the most expansive level in the entire game. But just from an aesthetic level, it's not very pleasant. It's definitely got not one of the best soundtracks. It's just got like a revamped version of the underground theme. It's a very frustrating level to try to get 100 coins on. It is also just not all that interesting. I don't know, like the enemies aren't all that exciting. It's certainly important. It's where you unlock the Mel Cap, but just like little bits of it. It's very easy to just get bored with Hazy Maze Cave. It's a little bit of a tedious sludge to get through Hazy Maze Cave. So I would probably put it so far on our list. I would put it at the bottom so far with Hazy Maze Cave, just because like it's very, very much of like it's very, very easy to get lost in it, because there's so much going on, and it is so expansive, and that's to its detriment even at times, that it is so like wide-ranging and all over the place that you almost kind of lose track of yourself in Hazy Maze Cave. And just like the general like kind of flat, neutral visual aesthetic and musical aesthetic and all that stuff just combines together to make it the first of the relatively disappointing levels in Mario 64. So we'll put it at the bottom for now. It may be outdone. We'll see what happens. After that comes Lethal Lava Land. Lethal Lava Land is definitely great on an aesthetic level. I mean, like, on an aesthetic level, that whole lava area, it's a bit simplistic, but it's pretty cool to be in, like, that sort of lava area. It's something that I've said before, but it feels almost like it would be more at home. Oh, I totally mucked that up. And I was halfway to the 100 coins as well. But Lethal Lava Land, it feels like it almost would have made sense as like a Bowser's World level, and to a degree I think it almost is. There are some stars in Lethal Lava Land that aren't the most exciting. Like the red coin star on Lethal Lava Land is not the most enticing. They have them all on that 8 like slot puzzle thing. The gimmick is that the puzzle is moving back and forth a lot, but that doesn't really provide too much in the realm of difficulty. It just kind of has them all there. Like, you just do an occasional jump here and there, and then like if you land in the lava, it's very easily recoverable. So Like, that's not one of the better stars. All the enemies are bullies, which are not the worst enemies, but they are kind of a chore sometimes to fight just because you can't attack them from normal means. You just have to push them off the stage. So that can be frustrating. And also, it's a very condensed, like Womp's Fortress, it's a very condensed stage. It's definitely confined down to itself, and that's why you see in some stuff, like, even with this version of the game, the addition of the blargs is very, very useful, because it kind of just having the blargs there in this version kind of gives it a little bit more of there's something to do. And to a degree, you've got like the volcano bit, which is really cool to jump into, and then it becomes like its own unique subsection of the level that's got its own sort of mood and style anyway. It's not like the most knockout level, but it's definitely one that on a visual level and on a mood and environment level, I would say it's probably on the higher tier of things. We'll put it underneath Snowman, not Cool Cool Mountain. We'll put it below Cool Cool Mountain, but we'll put it above Big Boo's Haunt, I'd say. We'll put it above Big Boo's Haunt. And that then leads us here to Shifting Sandland. Shifting Sandland has the very unfortunate side effect of coming after Lethal Lava Land, which is an interesting criticism to have. There are bits of this level here, Shifting Sandland, which feel a little bit like leftover ideas for things that could have been used in Lethal Lava Land. One of the major examples of that being the fact that they share the same exact soundtrack. The music for Lethal Lava Land is exactly the same as the music for Shifting Sandland, and that is to its detriment because it makes it a little less than unique in the grand scheme of things. There is the advantageous stuff with the fact that you have the pyramid, and the pyramid does give this a bit more of a unique flavor than Lethal Lava Land. It's definitely got more going on in terms of enemies, I would say that much, especially considering how it also has the mini-boss with IROC, whom, as we've seen in the last stream, could be potentially one of the more genuinely frightening enemies in this game. Maybe not so much in IROC's original incarnation, but certainly in this version, I would say IROC blows all the other bosses out of the water just by sheer fear factor. And certainly in a sense one of the more unique Mario bosses out there. I mean, there really isn't another Mario, until like Odyssey, there really isn't another Mario boss in the Mario canon quite like IROC. So that is definitely a plus in Shifting Sandland's favor. In the end, it comes down to, is it better than Lethal Lava Land? And I think that really is going to just be, in general, a matter of preference. I could see very easily there being people who prefer this to Lethal Lava Land, and I can see people who prefer Lethal Lava Land to this. I think if you were to ask me which side of the coin do I fall on, I would probably say that I prefer Lethal Lava Land to Shifting Sandland, just because I don't know, I like the visual aesthetic of the red-orange flavor of the lava more so than sort of the beige and brown of Shifting Sandland. The kind of tan thing doesn't really appeal to my eye as much as like the sort of vivid heat of Lethal Lava Land. The two levels are going for the same kind of atmosphere, which is, you know, a hot area, a dry area. And I think in terms of those things, I think Lethal Lava Land is more hot, but Shifting Sandland is more dry. And, you know, those are all buzzwords, of course, but if you're pushing me to be like, okay, but of those, which are you more invested in? I would have to say most likely Lethal Lava Land. And now that I have 60, I think I have enough coins that I can enter into here, I think. Oh, especially with that. Thank you, blue switch. That's gonna be unlocking where? Unlocking where? Okay, over here. Alright, oh, goodness gracious me. Oh, man. 80 coins. Oh, we got this in the bag. This is gonna be a cakewalk from here. So, yeah, all that to say, I would say probably at the moment, what's the ranking so far? I think we still have the Bomb Battlefield and Womp's Fortress at the top. And then from there, Cool Mountain, Lethal Lava Land, probably... you know what? I'm gonna go with this. Currently, I'm gonna say it's the Bomb Battlefield, Womp's Fortress are still tied for first at the moment. By the end of this list, which I'm trying to keep in my head, I'll have to remember which one I decide to put on the top. But at the moment, I think it's the Bomb Battlefield and Womp's Fortress tied for number 1. Snowman, I keep mistaking the names. Cool Mountain at number 2. I'm gonna go with Lethal Lava Land at number 3. I'm gonna say Big Boo's Haunt at number 4. Shifting Sandland at number 5, probably. And then that puts Peach's Castle at number 6. Jolly Roger Bay at number 7, and Hazy Maze Cave at number 8. I think that's so far. I'm satisfied with that ranking currently. And then what comes after that? Dire Docks comes after that. Dire Docks to me, that's the second water level, and I'm pretty prepared to put Dire Docks below Jolly Roger Bay. I think that might be, it's just not very memorable. It's like a condensed version of Jolly Roger Bay. It opens with another, like, underwater segment, another chest area. You've got the manta rays, you've got the shark enemies there, you've got the whirlpool in the center of it. And all that's there, and then you get into, like, the actual dock section of the level, and it's not that interesting to look at. You're in essentially a giant naval hangar. And from there, all the atmosphere that would make a level like Jolly Roger Bay so enticing just isn't present, because now you're in, you know, like, you could, that level could be played in an airport like hangar, pretty much. It doesn't really entice the senses too much. And we got the 100 coin star, which I'm just going to try to nab right now. I would say probably, I think it's just a little bit, interesting, I find myself with. I'm going to say, at the moment, I might actually, and also because we got the 100 coin star here, we're going to move out of, you know what, actually, because we did this, let's look into it right now, why don't we? Now that we have this, star here, now we've wrapped up with Shifting Sandland for the moment, let's actually go into Dire Docks right now and piece this together. Let's see, as we step into Dire Docks, what my critical opinion is of it. Also, I hope everything on stream-wise has been relatively good. I haven't seen any, like, notifications saying we got any big outages, so hopefully things are steady, and I'm glad that if they are. Alright, moving on from that. Another red coin mission. Okay, so this is going to all be dealing with getting coins again. So while we're here, let us really look into what is all going on with this level. Oh, there is a... Is this a... Is this a glitch of my copy of the game? Is that fish supposed to be there, or no? Interesting. Okay, where was I? Okay, so... So you have here this opening segment, which is fine. It's a fine enough segment of this game. I may have to actually come back to this to do the right quick. So there's a bunch of stuff to do in this opening area here. You've got the fit, you've got the cheeps here, you've got the sharks, you've got the manta rays and all that stuff, and it's interesting to look at. It kind of fools you a little bit, or tricks you into thinking that there's more going on with this level than there really is. Because this whole opening section here, like, kind of is like, yeah, let's continue on with the fulfillment of all the stuff that is atmospheric and cool about Jolly Roger Bay. We can follow up on that and make another atmospheric, cool water level. And then once we get through this area, we're gonna end up in the second little salvo of what we got going on, and it's just not gonna be all that enticing. Now, I swear there was a section of this level where there was, like, a group of coins somewhere, and I'm not seeing them, and that's a little bit frustrating to me, because going for the 100 coins in this level is... This is another one of those levels where getting 100 coins is kind of like, just like looking for everything you can find. So, with trepidation, I'm going to enter into the second segment of this. Well, let's also make sure we nab these. So we got the little circle here of coins. So this is the opening area of Dire Docks. And so all of this is very much like, okay, here's another fulfillment of the promise of Jolly Roger Bay, and it's very cool, and it's very neat, and it's atmospheric, and we like it. And, oh, there they are. There are the coins that I will need for this moment. I need to make sure I nab those, because they are vitally important and useful for what we are trying to accomplish with getting a 100 coin star in this level. So now we're going to head down from here into the second half of the titular portion, if you will, of Dire Docks, which is the dock section. And from this point forward, every bit of that sort of opening salvo of like, ooh, underwater, whirlpool, manta ray with rings stuff, isn't that cool? Now we're going to go up here. And all of the, like, sort of atmosphere and scenery that we enjoyed so much from before is now replaced by a lot of metallic plating, a lot of gray, it's just water. It's now, we got this little claustrophobic tunnel section here. And now we got this little, like, coral reef thing here. We got a jet stream grate like Jolly Roger Bay. And we got this, black hole of wonderment, which is trying to suck us in, and if we swim into it, it will kill us. So let's try to make a point of not doing that. Just need to be good on the button mashing, and also the camera could show me where these coins are, please. No, 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 no. Don't say. Okay. All right. That did that. That's another point against Dire Docks, stuff like that. You don't have that chicanery going on in Jolly Roger Bay. I can tell you that much. That might be a moment. I don't know. I haven't pulled this trick out of my hat yet, but I may have to if stuff like that happens again. Where I change the camera controls to something that's better than what we got going on with just the regular old standard Mario 64 camera control. But we'll see what happens. But, like, all of that stuff, like, Dire Docks is just, it doesn't entice the imagination too well. That's the basic gist of what I'm saying. Is that it opens strongly and then kind of deflates in momentum afterwards. So, to me, for me, I would say probably rank it below Jolly Roger Bay. Because Jolly Roger Bay, you know, even though it's kind of slow and is a water level, it just has greater, moodier atmosphere, which makes it a more enjoyable play. So, my question really with Dire Dire Docks is, do I prefer it to Hazy Maze Cave, or do I not? Because I will say this, I actually think, for as much as I'm not a fan of Hazy Maze Cave, I do think Hazy Maze Cave, in comparison, has more character. It's got just a little bit more character because there's so much going on in that level that it's like, even through all of its long and winding kind of stuff, it is, to a degree, even if it's easy to get lost, there's so much happening in Hazy Maze Cave that it's like, you know, just like, there's so much to, like, sort of pick apart and be like, it leaves a taste in your mouth. Let's put it that way. There's actually like a sort of flavor to Hazy Maze Cave, which maybe isn't the most delectable flavor, but is one that sticks with you. You know, kind of, you got the sense that Hazy Maze Cave has a little bit of character to it. Dire Dire Docks kind of lacks that, and so, but it is a bit more straightforward in the gameplay. So, you know, on an aesthetic level, I would say Hazy Maze Cave is superior, but on a gameplay level, I do find it just a little bit more satisfying, the stars that you play through in... Oh, did you? Okay, well, I will look at that, in a moment. Gary312X. I hope it's a good meme. I don't know if I've actually linked my Twitter on here, so I hope you sent it to the right one. Oh, wait, yeah, I have. It's in my links section in the info, so. I thought I heard something go off on either my phone or whatever, so. Alright, and I got all of the coins before, right? I think so, at least. I think so. I think I got all of them. But so that's currently my decided thing. Yeah, I got all of them. I'm potentially going to run out of air because I went back to check that. But I think I just gotta be deliberate in getting this. Okay, just take a little breather there. Okay, good. Alright, so I think what I'm gonna do, I think what I shall do is I will place Dire Dire Docks, I think, I don't know, it's very subjective. Does it mean you're sure I can get behind it? I mean, I'll look at it once I get the stars in this level, by which I mean just the 100 coin one and the red coin one. All right, so just okay. I'm gonna need to do this. All right. There we go with that. Just there we go. All right, a little bit of a. There we go. Okay. And now just swim away from that, please. Just give me a little bit of distance from that vortex. Let's try this. See if we can. There we go. That helps out a lot, I think. Right. Maybe. Okay, there we go. Good stuff. Okay, and I'm gonna now swap this back over to its original design, as was always intended to be. Okay, so hopefully, in theory, that will get us close to where we need to be, because again, getting 100 coins in Dire Dire Docks can be a little bit of an endeavor. It's very particular about which of these has useful things. All right. And that's empty, and that... Yeah, these are all empty. These are just here for show. Alright, let's see here. I know. I'm thinking. I'm still in the midst of like debating whether or not if I'm ranking these. You know what? I'm gonna say probably. I'm gonna, in a similar way to how I've got Babon Battlefield and Wobb's Fortress at a little bit of a tie. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna say currently right now. It's a tie between Dire Dire Docks and Hazy Maze Cave for their placement on the list. And so from there, that means the next step in this adventure is... After this, I believe it's Snowman's Land. Snowman's Land is alright. It's not the most spectacular level. It definitely, as far as I'm concerned, I think it doesn't hold up as well as, say, Cool Mountain. It's because Cool Mountain's got so much going on. Snowman's Land, you know, is a bit more condensed, and it's a bit harder to maneuver through, just because you've got things like the freezing lake or the oh, I'm going over to the real thing's over here. Whoops. Oh well, this is not gonna work. This is just gonna close itself out. So I'm just gonna hit this switch again. I don't know. I like Snowman's Land more than Dire Dire Docks, and it's interesting with me. Like the later game stages are ones I have a little bit less to say about because they aren't particularly my favorite ones. I think what I'm gonna go with is, say, Snowman's Land, while superior to, say, Dire Dire Docks and Hazy Maze Cave, is still kind of, you know, sitting in the shadow of some of the earlier stages, and because of that, it doesn't really, like, it doesn't spark as much wonderment as the other levels. So I might put it, let's see here, my ranking then would be, I'm gonna put Snowman's Land, though, above, you know, I'm gonna put it above Dire Dire Docks and above Hazy Maze Cave, but below I'm gonna put it below Jolly Roger Bay is what I'm gonna do. That sounds about right. So then that leaves the ranking at Babon Battlefield, Wobb's Fortress, Cool Mountain, Lethal Lava Land, Big Boo's Haunt, Shifting Sandland, and then Peach's Castle, Jolly Roger Bay, and then Snowman's Land, and then the tie of Dire Dire Docks and Hazy Maze Cave. That seems about right. And then from there we go into let's see here. From there we go into I think after that is Tall Tall Mountain, I think is what comes after that, right? No, Wet Dry World comes after that. And then Wet Dry World is my least favorite of the... I don't know. Not my least favorite. It's got a lot going into it, but on an aesthetic level, it just feels like kind of cobbled together to me. What the heck is that sound? Excuse me for a moment. I need to check something. Be right back. Okay, so I found out what that sound is. Someone is running a weed whacker outside my studio here, so I apologize if you hear that in the background and it is distracting. Not much I can do about it. I think we're just gonna have to live with it. Okay, and also, I took the opportunity while I was on the break screen to see the meme you sent me on Twitter, and, yeah, it's nice. I would request, though, for future reference, if you're going to send me memes and stuff, just at me. Alright, so there's the 100 coins. Just, like, at me in the future. Don't DM me. I don't... My DMs really aren't open to people that I don't know. And I would just request in future that if you want to send me a meme and stuff, just at me on Twitter and then I'll see it easier. That's it. And yeah, I did appreciate the meme though, and I do agree with it. I do agree with your sentiment, and I've talked before about my thoughts on Galaxy 2 not being in 3D All-Stars, and until I am 100% proven wrong, I don't know. I foresee a future where Galaxy 2 is going to eventually come to Switch, just in a different format than what they're doing with 3D All-Stars. But yeah, alright, so at this point now, I just got to get up here. Also, now, I knew this before, but I'm re-noticing at the moment the dynamic soundtrack to this game. This isn't something I see a lot of people bring up, but you'll notice that with this stage, and I think a couple of other stages in this game, but certainly this one, there's a different vibe that happens when you are in the water and when you're out of the water. Like, now here we are, and we got this, what's the word for it? We got these, like, drums, or synthesized the drums in the song now, and it's a little bit funkier, it's a little bit more, like, up-tempo and jazzy and there's more adrenaline to the track, I guess would be the word. You know, when you're in the water and when you're swimming, it's all very smooth and kind of clean and very, you know, very straightforward, not too much, going on in it, I would say, or, you know, to some degree. It's very much like a kind of, you know, just sort of soothing little instrumental track. Ah, I got it. But, it's cool that, like, then once you get out of the water and you're, like, on this, like, pole section here, then the, music kind of goes, and now we're gonna get a little bit more rocky, a little bit more, like, it's a very neat little trick they do, because they haven't changed the tempo at all. The song is still exactly the same. It's just they've added in a rhythm section to give it a little bit more oomph in the sort of tempo department. And on that note, we got the 100 coin store on Dar Docks and the 100 coin store. So from there now, let us move on to level 10, which is, as previously mentioned, level 10 is Snowman's Land. I'm trying to remember what. Okay, so what is after Snowman? What dry world is after Snowman's Land? I am not a fan of Wet Dry World. I think its visual aesthetic is none too appealing. It's another water level, so it's another slow world. I think it's a little bit more exciting than Dire Docks, just because there's more going on with it, but, yeah, the meme does make sense. I mean, I agree with you, and I'm still holding out hope. I am still holding out hope in my heart of hearts that we are going to see an eventual release of Mario Galaxy 2 via the eShop into the Switch is catalog. I'm still thinking that's my current excuse. That's my current like sort of reason to. I'm not as mad as other people are with 3D All Stars. I get why people are frustrated with it, and their complaints are 100% justified and valid, because 3D All Stars, for what it is pretty bare minimum, and its release is incredibly anti-consumer. But by that same token, I do think it is. I'm still relatively convinced its limited release is meant to serve primarily as a special utensil that will just be an implementation for all of these ports and ROMs to then get released later on via the eShop. That's still my running theory with how they're gonna put out that game. And beyond that, though, alright, so now here we are in Wet Dry World, and I must try to remember where all the different little secret nooks and crannies are. I know they're all mainly built around, and now that I'm in Wet Dry World, I can talk about this a little bit. So, when I say that I'm not a big fan of its visual aesthetic, what I mean by that is that, as far as I'm concerned, personally, no other level in Mario 64 feels as made in 1996 as Wet Dry World does. Just the whole layout and the color palette and how everything is like either a perfect cube or a sphere, just screams to me. It's very Windows 98, if that makes any sense. It's that kind of Windows 98 maze screensaver kind of vibe, to me at least. I've always kind of gotten that from this level, and so for me, just on a visual aesthetic level, it's never appealed to me too greatly, and then combined with it being at its core another water level is just, all in all, just a combo of things which for me don't necessarily make for the most enticing experience. That said, I do think it's stronger than Dire Docks, just because there's more going on and there's other sections to it, and there's a bit more of a challenge to the stars that you have to collect and find on it. It's just a little bit more developed in terms of visual aesthetic and challenge. So I don't know, my ranking for it, I would put it, let's see here, probably of the 11 or the 11 or 12. Oh, this is gonna be a hard time. There we go. Yep, it's gonna be rough goings with the heave hose, all over the place. Alright, just launch me in the right place. No, don't be here, don't be doing that, no one wants to see you do that, heave ho. Okay, so, I must say, for all intents and purposes, for me, the ranking currently sits, I would say, with the Bomb Battlefield and Womp's Fortress still being tied for first, and then, let's go with, is it this way? I think so. But anyway, from there, after that, it was what? I had Cool Cool Mountain at number 3, Lethal Lava Land at 4, Big Blue Haunt at 5, Shifting Sandland at 6, probably Peach's Castle at 7, Jolly Roger Bay at 8, and then Snowman's Land at 9, and then let's say Wet Dry World is 10, is number 10, which leaves us with the tie of Dire Docks and Hazy Maze Cave at the bottom. Then what comes from that? After this is Tall Tall Mountain. Tall Tall Mountain's pretty alright. I'm not a fan of its color palette, but I do think there's enough... It's a like sort of refreshing change of pace after the sort of more confined elements of this game to then suddenly be like, and now here is Tall Tall Mountain, which is like one of the most expansive levels in the game that we've seen since, honestly, like Cool Cool Mountain. Like, it's definitely one of the most like sort of wide-ranging levels. It doesn't have the most intriguing color palette, but it does have like a lot of fun stars to find. Even though the slide on it, I think, is easily the most frustrating and unenjoyable slide in the game. But it's up there. I would put it probably, let's see here. The Bomb Battlefield, Womp's Fortress, and then Cool Cool Mountain, Lethal Lava Land, Big Boo's Haunt. Probably put it underneath Big Boo's Haunt and above Shifting Sandland, I would say. That's probably my placement for Tall Tall Mountain. And then we got that. In here, might as well just collect the coins. Should I bother with... You know what? Nah, I'm not gonna bother with it. Because, I mean, the most I could do really would be just to get, like, a couple of coins. I might just grab the star. I'll come back to this later. And get the 100 coin star later on. Nice. Okay, so, like, now from here we go to Tall Tall Mountain. And then after Tall Tall Mountain is, huge, like, Big Small World, I think is what it's called. I think. Okay, so this is a red coins mission. Ah ha 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 ha. Ah ha ha. We're gonna do the 100 coin star on this first, and I'm gonna make a point too of grabbing as many of these extra lives as I can because we are going to need them. Now I did an exploit last stream when I reached the Shy Guy up here, which I'm hoping will help out with a later star that I need to nab here. But for the moment, we're going to try to aim for the 100 coin star. And this is going to be tricky. We might actually end up like having to unlock the red coin star while bypassing it for the 100 coin star. Because if memory serves me right, some of this is going to involve going to that slide, which I have made no secret of my displeasure for, even as earlier this stream. But we'll see how it goes. At the moment, we're like a quarter of the way there, pretty much. 24 coins, not the worst. The Monty Moles don't net us any coins if we attack them, so we're just gonna... Well, actually, instead of doing that, because we'll have to revisit that section later, let's head on over here. Start taking out some of these bombs. Because they will net us 1 coin each. Neato. Alright. There we go. And I think I saw... I can pick this guy up, can't I? Yes, I can. I only learned recently that I could actually defeat that enemy by doing that, and that nets us a couple of coins, which is very, very helpful and useful. Alright, let's head on over here. We got the Shy Guy. Come on. There we go. There's the rub. Alright, netted that one. Get into the log. So, whoop, something knocked me back. Don't know what. Okay, so we're nearly halfway there. My hope is that I can get a lot of this without having to do the slide. But I think no matter what I do, I'm going to have to eventually revisit the slide or head over to it and get it dealt with. Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, I'm glad I was able to salvage that. That would have been really bad news for me. Now I might as well take this path up here. Get this dealt with. Alright, so... Because this is just going to launch us back up to where we were before. I think I'm gonna have to eventually go to that slide though, which is very unfortunate for me. Oh, well, bye-bye, Bob-Bomb. If that wasn't the clue that I'm gonna have to go to the slide, then I don't know what is. Alright, let's just get through this as swift as possible. Okay, there we go with that, and then whoop, whoop, whoop. Alright, the little grapevine there is blocking my view, my field of vision, which I will need to just do this, maybe? No? No? Okay. Mario, you need to quit hugging the wall, and just do, I need you to do that. A little backward somersault, thank you very much. Some backflips are nice, sometimes. Alright, there's that star, which is very, very useful. Okay, and now, let's just try to nab these Goombas and not get hit by too many cannonballs. Ooh, nice try there. Alright, whoop, 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 whoop. I'm not, okay, I'm gonna need you to go back up there, Mario. Mario, going back up there. Okay, whoop, okay. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, 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 okay. Nice. Nice, nice. Let's... 55. Okay, so I'm definitely... Unless I'm mistaken, and the end part of this level grants me with a plentiful amount of rewards, I'm 98% certain I'm gonna have to make up for this on the slide, which I don't want to do, but I fear I may have to. But we'll see what happens. I think I can maybe salvage some of this. I can get these coins here. And then this has no coins in it, so that does nothing. That means nothing. We got this little edge here. We have a couple of coins there, which I might as well just go back to. I don't think the cloud, I don't think, nets me anything. If I try to attack the cloud, I think that just does nothing, right? I assume so, at least. I could be wrong. Alright, there's only 2 more coins here, but, you know, with the 100 coin mission, every coin counts. Okay, and then this, yeah, there's nothing else we can net from up here, so let's just head on down here. Now, here's what I don't like about trying to get the 100 coin star on the slides. And this is very, 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 very crucial. Should I die here, I will be respawned in this room. And should I get all 100 coins here, I'm gonna have to try and nab it while I'm on the slide. And I can't jump back up, because the velocity is such that I'm gonna have to do this with a lot of precision. And this is the thing, is that they give you all these opportunities with the blue coins to be like, okay, you can nab that, but now, like this right here is crucial, 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 crucial. And we need to try to get onto this part here, because if I die, if I go into that area down there, I'm dead. And if I mess up here, I'm dead. So like this even, see, right there, literally a coin away. A coin away from nabbing the 100 coin star. And if I jump back into this painting, guess what? We're back here. So now I have to purposefully exit the course to get a chance at going for the 100 coins again. Which I knew was gonna happen. I had a feeling that was gonna be the case. Because I have never not gotten the 100 coin star without having to face that slide inevitably. And it annoys me every single time I have to do it, but I take care of it. I address it, and I go for it, and I want to jump into the painting. Thank you very, very much. Alright. Well, now we just gotta do this again. It's gonna be a long endeavor, but we are going to make our way through it. I believe in our ability to get this dealt with. Might as well, while I'm here, quickly go and nab an extra 1-up, because dealing with that slide is just going to be all sorts of frustration. Well, now that I've taken the time, now that I have the time to take a little bit of a breather. Oh, I should finish up my ranking, shouldn't I? Okay, like, huge, small island, or whatever it's called. I like it. It's a bit tricky to maneuver through, particularly because there are just some parts of that island that you can't reach without doing some trick jumps. but its aesthetic is nice. It has the Wiggler boss fight, which is like the most unfair, kind of unfulfilling boss fight. And I don't mean unfulfilling in a gameplay style, I mean unfulfilling in a way that, like, Mario pretty much tortures Wiggler, and then Wiggler gets, like, justifiably upset, and then they become an enemy because they're upset. Like, it's always just, I don't know, it leaves me feeling a little bit hollow when I have, like, the Wiggler boss fight is, hey, you flooded my house, please get out of here, and then you attack Wiggler, and then they go, alright, fine, I guess I'll leave. Like, that just leaves me feeling a little bit hollow. I don't know, it becomes the first of what will be Mario's many, like, sort of questionable boss fights. We'll see more of them, come Sunshine, where, like, a fair amount of boss fights in Sunshine and Galaxy are just, Mario's here to cause problems, but, like, for what it's worth, that the only one of those that feels like that in 64 is really the Wiggler fight. Okay, there we go with the Shy Guy. Okay, land back onto the platform. Thank you very much. Alright, I can try to nab that coin? Okay, well, I might as well get this out of the way while I'm here.
Hi, I'll prepare the cannon for you.
It's in such a most, like, inconvenient place, too.
Ready for blast off? Come on, hop into the cannon.
Well, I'm not gonna bother with that today, or at least not right now, Babon Buddy, because there is no reason for me to do so. Yeah, I'm aware of what is ready for blast off. I need to just get back up here. Thank you. Come on, no. Come on, just cycle up. Just cycle. Just long jump your way up. Come on. Well. Okay. Doesn't help either that I'm, like, looking for platforms which are invisible. Alright, I guess let's try this maneuver. No, come on. Come on, Mario, you can make this. I believe in you. Yeah, oh, nearly made it. Alright, let's bring this back. Why don't we? Alright, a lot of angles we were never meant to see right now. Lotus, this is maybe decidedly worse. Hard to say. Let's see if I can't. Is it really an impossibility to get back up there from here? Oh dear. Okay. Well, I guess, like REM said, can't get there from here. Alright. Let's go. Just gotta travel our way back forward, which, at the very least, I think from this vantage point, we can probably just go up the red coin little mountain and make our way forward that way. Shouldn't hurt us too much, I don't think. Don't believe. Alright. Let's get that. At the very least, this will net us more coins, because we need to come this way anyway. So rankings. Let's see here. Babam's Battlefield, Womp's Fortress, Cool Mountain, Lethal Lava Land, and I put Tall Mountain after, no, I put Big Boo's Haunt after Lethal Lava Land, then I put Tall Mountain after Big Boo's Haunt, then I put Shifting Sandland after that. Then it was what? Peach's Castle, I think, and then Dire Docks. I'd say probably I would put Tiny Huge Island after Dire Docks, I'd say. That's my ranking I'm gonna run with for the moment. I'm also just gonna take the regular way now. Woo! Yeah, these friends have respawned, but they aren't gonna net me any coins if I attack them again, so I'm just gonna ignore all that. Just get back on the log. Time to go log rolling again. What? What even attacked me? What? Invisible wall. Invisible wall. Why? Why? Okay. Interesting. This is an extra life block, I think, isn't it? Yes, it is. That's a 1-up. Which, again, isn't the worst thing in the world. I'm noticing we are netting ourselves the extra lives, which is very useful and plentiful and helpful. Don't think I'm gonna go with a log again. Maybe I'll just take this route again, and hopefully this goes a little bit smoother than it did last time. Alright, and again, Mario, I need you to not hug the wall as much. Just not as much. Okay, and then is there anything over here? I feel like there are some coins over here. No, not profusely. Okay, so then Tiny Huge Island gives way to what? Gives way to Tick-Tock Clock. Tick-Tock Clock is what I call the expert mode level, in so much that, like, it's definitely the trickiest platformer of the bunch, I would say. Sometimes that feels earned, sometimes it doesn't with Tick-Tock Clock. The gimmick of jumping into the clock, dependent on where the hands are placed, is a unique gimmick, certainly rewarding, certainly does provide dimension to the level and to the stage and gives it a sort of different kind of feel. But it does mean that if you jump into it at the wrong moment, it can be kind of unplayable. Like, you do not want to be in that clock when it's like, when the hands are pointed towards 6. Because that's when nothing works right and all of the platforms are like out of rhythm and really wonky. And in those moments, it's just relatively, it can become, for the most part, just pretty unplayable, all things considered. So, it's a hard line to call. I'm gonna say, most likely, well, first off, so here we are, same place we were before. Oh, shoot, 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 shoot! This slide is the biggest indictment against Tall Tall Mountain for me. It is easily the biggest, like, you want the most surefire way for me to be like, yeah, Tall Tall Mountain, not a good level. This one area, right? Let me see if I can't just, like, start the 100 coin mission from here. Because I know there's no way, there's no chance I'm getting 100 coins from just the slide alone. But at the very least, like, I feel like if I at least grab all the coins I can from this area, and then maybe maneuver my way from this area back over to the other parts of Tall Tall Mountain, then maybe I have a better chance at, like, actually getting the 100 coin star. Alright, let's see. So that's 55 on its own there, and I know we can get up to 60 on the actual mountain. The key to this is going to be figuring out where we are placement-wise. So I think, I hope at least, it's safe for me to do this. Okay, thank goodness gracious it is. Alright, that made this less of a challenge. Now I feel like we can actually do this the way we're intending to do this. Let's now actually go for what we came here for, both the 100 coin star and the red coin star, which we can now actually have a chance at nabbing. I'm just gonna let that coin go. I'm not gonna be upset that it's gone. I'm just gonna let it slide. Sometimes you just gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them. And that was a fold them situation. Okay. Just net the rest of these coins. We're gonna, I mean, we're at 70, so now we definitely can make up what we didn't get on the slide with the red coins, which we're gonna have to get anyway, so there we go. Whew. Oh gosh, oh golly. Well, this has turned into a little bit of what I was trying to avoid, which is having a stream that was dedicated to just getting nothing but coins. I knew that that was inevitably going to be something I would have to face if I was going for 100% completion with this game. Which, like, I will say, in future reference, because I know that this is a dilemma we may have to face later. In the later stage Mario games, I may not be as attentive as I am right now to 100%ing them. To be fair, I wasn't too attentive to 100% completing the 2D games either, but they're like a different beast than the 3D games. The 3D games, the incentive is there, like, hey, complete this. With the 2D games, it's like, you know, you can just play through it, do whatever you want to do. But, I will say that, because of the way things like Sunshine and Galaxy are set up, the whole incentive I have to, like, really dedicating myself to 100%ing those games is relatively low, but anything is possible, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna need to get out of here, please. I will say I'm a little bit concerned that I may not be able to get the 100 coin star if I don't do this properly. Oh, actually, no, I will totally be able to. Because there's more than just the couple of coins. Because there's the platform stuff that we can get elsewhere on this level, at the very tip top of the mountain. So yeah, we got this. We got this. We got this. Don't even gotta fret, because we got this. Now I just gotta be deliberate and intentional with avoiding a lot of stuff here. Pop that off and get this. There we are with that. Alright, see, we're only one more coin away. Alright, there we are. 100 coin star. Superb. Alrighty, yes. Now we just gotta head back on down over here, where we will get the last of the red coins. And once we do that, from here, then we just go for the red coin star, which is over there on that mushroom. Which, I think the possible intended way to that is to jump down to it. I don't know if that's necessarily how I'm going to approach it. I think it might be in my best interest just to, okay, just long jump over to it. Okay. Alright. I was a bit worried I was going to miss that, and I would have been profusely frustrated. Alright. Cool stuff. That's a little bit enough of Tall Tall Mountain for now. Let's get another change of pace. Let's move on over to Tiny Huge Island, which I'm hoping is not going to be hitting me with another red coin mission, but we'll see what happens. Rematch or Koopa the Quick. Okay, this one's pretty straightforward. But this is a classic example of what I'm talking about with my issues with Tiny Huge Island. There aren't a lot of issues I have with Tiny Huge Island. I like the gimmick of it, I like the aesthetic of it, but it is kind of difficult to maneuver around. And to that end, we have Rematch with Koopa the Quick. So this happens on the big island, and we need to be on the big island, and we need to be up here. But if we were on the big island, if we went through the big island painting, we couldn't even reach this area. We would have to be doing a whole bunch of stuff, which would make it impossible. So instead, you have to have the trick jump skills to, like, launch up that little balcony there. But now that we're here, let us go face our friendly friend, Koopa the Quick again.
Long time no see. Wow, have you gotten fast? Have you been training on the sly, or is it the power of the stars? I've been feeling down about losing the last race. This is my home course. How about a rematch? The goal is in Windswept Valley. Ready?
Oh yes.
Go!
So, this is not the hardest one, because Koopa the Quick likes to talk a big game. The key to this is honestly wanting to long jump. This is honestly the tricky section here, because it is very easy to get injured here, and it is very easy to get blown off course here. The main issue you will have, honestly, in this section is just the camera itself, but as you can see, got through that pretty simply.
No way! You beat me again! And I just spent my entire savings on these new Koopa Mach 1 sprint shoes. Here, I guess I have to hand over this star to the winner of the race. Congrats, Mario.
The Koopas are so understanding in this game. They went from being like Bowser's like soldiers in the other games to like in this game just being like, yeah, we're here. We're just chilling. Alright, so that's that. Now, from there, let us head over, because we're always, with this playthrough, we're always about getting a nice change of pace each time around. So let us head on over, up here, to the next stage. What we got here in TikTok Clock? What's next on the agenda? So, get a hand. Alright. It's frozen. This is not to our advantage. We need to redo that. Because this is another thing with TikTok Clock. Sometimes you jump into the clock and the gimmick is something that is actually soft locks the game a little bit. So, gotta redo it. Just gotta make sure to jump in at the 3 mark. There. There we go. That should net us closer to where we need to be. Right, there it is. That's what we were looking for. Alrighty. It's interesting because it is like the gimmick of it being a giant clock and the gimmick of it being like when you jump in determines the difficulty of the level. It's a nice gimmick, but it's one that I feel like there's no real incentive for people to try going through this level with the hands either with the parts moving fast or moving crooked. There's no real incentive to do that other just than the bragging rights of being able to show off your platforming prowess, which like is not something that I myself am personally like. You know, like everyone's got their own different skill level. I guess to some degree it's like, oh, it's cool that you can do that, but to me it's something where I'm like, okay, that's a thing, and that's cool, but I see no incentive. In most scenarios, it's best just to tackle these levels either with the, like, hands at moving that slow or the hands at a complete standstill. I am starting to try to remember if this is the area where Get a Hand takes place. I think it is. Which means the key to this is honestly going to be just evading Heave-Ho. Woo, yeah, which I messed up. Whoops. Oh, you know what? No, I was wrong. It's back down there. I overshot it. I should have stayed down there. Okay, well. Alright. It was near the 3, right? We're gonna get it slow. It's not gonna be all weird and bizarre. Okay, good. Good. I just overshot it. I went too far. I got overeager. The star we need is like right down here. We just need to be in this grid. I knew it was in an area that had a Heave-Ho beside it. I just needed to remember which one it is, and it's this one. So we just gotta be. Oh no, it's the next one. I apologize. No, we just gotta move up here and just be patient. Just be patient and wait for everything to cycle back around. Right. Am I wrong? I think I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I might have been over eager again, and in fact, yes, I was, because this is exactly where we were before. Okay. Well, let us then see if we can't do that. Okay, that helps out a little bit. All right, so let's move back down here. There we go. We need to get over here. So it's not the Heave-Ho we need to worry about, it's the fire we need to worry about. But now we just jump on this here, and there we go. We got a hand. And now we just gotta ride this out to the star. I guess in retrospect, maybe the incentive for wanting to like have the clock moving at the faster pace is just so that way then like this doesn't take a million years to get through, but like I don't know, I feel like it's more worth it just to be like, yeah, whatever, this will take a while, it'll be a chore, but like, hey, at least it's easy to get to, you know? So that's TikTok clock. Now, I guess this will loop me back over to the other conversation point to finish off the rankings of levels. Rainbow Ride. Oh, coins amassed in a maze. It means we're going for it. Let's go for 100 coins in Rainbow Ride, which is tricky. Not impossible, but tricky. Best course of action. Start down here. And the only reason it's tricky to do this, honestly, is just because this level is this plays into where its ranking is. So like TikTok Clock, it's a bit of an expert platforming level. You need to be good at platforming to really play this level with any sense of competency. And that might have been a redundant sentence. But the deal with that whole thing is that it's a very fragmented level. It has the same issue as Hazy Maze Cave, which is that it's so large and expansive that it is easy to lose yourself and get lost in the shuffle. And in that scenario, should you get lost completely in the shuffle of where things are, it's very hard to really maneuver your way around, especially if, like we are at this moment, you're aiming to get the 100 coin star. Because there's no way you can get that 100 coin star without really, like, sort of maneuvering around the level and doing all the different bits to it. And that's where Rainbow Ride kind of falters a little bit, is that it wants you, it's in the same way as Hazy Maze Cave does, it wants you to, like, traverse this area as if it were an open sandbox stage in a similar way to, like, the Bomb Battlefield or Womp's Fortress. But it isn't really built that way. It's built like a giant obstacle course of, like, really precise platforming. And in that scenario, the incentive for wanting to really tackle this course and, like, see everything in it through and maneuver from spot to spot is either A, well, in some cases impossible, or B, so tricky and like difficult that the incentive just doesn't exist for you to want to do that. So in those scenarios, trying to go for a 100 coin star on a level like this isn't necessarily the most enjoyable experience, as evidenced by even just the way I'm trying to get through this stage, which isn't even where we're gonna get the red coins. I'm gonna have to go from this over to, like, a bunch of stuff above me and be dependent on the, like, flying carpets and all that stuff. So it's a tricky situation. I would say if it does have anything above Hazy Maze Cave, it's that aesthetically it's far more pleasing to the eye. Because it does feel, honestly, like a little bit of a magical situation. Because by now, it's like, alright, we're nearing endgame territory. We're close to the end of, you know, what we have in store for the players. So what can we really deliver onto them after all of the places we've taken them to? Well, let's just shoot for the literal sky. You know, all the promo art of this game is Mario with the wing cap floating through space, and not necessarily space, but through the skies, and, you know, the whole added depth and dimension of the y-axis being added onto proceedings, or the z-axis, or whatever gives things three-dimensional depth. I'm not good at maths, but you know, it's like just on a visual aesthetic level, it is so much more pleasing than Hazy Maze Cave, and that's what really pushes it over the edge. So, even though it's a tricky level to navigate, on an aesthetic level, it is just so charming that it somewhat makes up for it. So, with all that in mind, with that being my main review of all the levels, what then do I classify as my final rankings? Well, I would say, I'm going to finally make the executive decision and say, we place Bomb Battlefield, honestly, Bomb Battlefield to me, I would say it's probably the best level in the game, which is strange to say considering how it's really the first level in the game, but it is so in miniature everything that Mario 64 strives to be, which is an expansive experience built around exploring all the nooks and crannies of a level to discover the many secrets which will net you stars. And it just has a little something for everyone. There's boss battles, there's, you know, like little obstacle course stuff, there's, you know, like races, there's like power-up stars, there's like so much stuff available for the player to have in the Bomb Battlefield that it really, even though it may be like the first level or the easiest level, if that is the case, it's certainly, it's such a fine summation of what Mario 64 strives to be that it I think rightly earns its spot near the top. By a similar token, Whomp's Fortress, I think, probably stands pretty safely at number 2 for me. Shoot. Okay, alright, I will say this, knowing now that that brought me up to that level, I'm going to, take a different method of approach in trying to get the 100 coins in this run. But, Whomp's Fortress to me, I think, because it does so much of the same thing as the Bomb Battlefield, but it's just a little bit tinier and more claustrophobic to some degree, it's to its detriment on that level and on that sense. Because it isn't as wide-ranging, as expansive, it just puts it a little bit into second place. Third place for me, probably Cool Mountain. It's just the aesthetic charm and the amount of stuff you can do in it really puts it high up there. After that, Lethal Lava Land, a bit of a self-contained area, but on a visual, vivid aesthetic level, it's just so charming and so wonderful that it really earns some high marks of praise. From there, I would go to Big Boo's Haunt, just because it has its own, it's so unlike any other level in the game that it really just carves out its own unique identity, and honestly, and in a sense lays the groundwork for Nintendo games within the Mario franchise that will follow it, such as Luigi's Mansion. After that, I think, what did I put after that? I put Tall Mountain. It comes toward the end of the game, and after a long string of sort of self-contained areas that aren't too visually exciting, even if the color palette of Tall Mountain isn't the most, like, visually stimulating, there's just so much happening within it that, and it's so expansive and free-ranging that it earns some pretty high marks. From there, after Tall Mountain, I would say most likely Peach's Castle. It's not necessarily a level in and of itself, and its existence is primarily to be a travel station from one spot to the other, but there's just so much to do and unlock within the castle itself that it becomes its own level, and it becomes a familiar sort of safe ground that is rewarding to the player and really sets it on a high mark within the game itself. From there, oh, I forgot Shifting Sandland. Shifting Sandland is after Tall Mountain.
Shifting Sand Lands after Tall Tall Mountain just because it is a fun level and it has a lot of cool stuff in it, but it is also a bit too similar in presentation to Lethal Lava Land to its detriment in terms of in terms of tone and in terms of setting and in terms of atmosphere. It takes a little bit too much of a cue from Lethal Lava Land not to feel like a little bit of a repeat. And then, so, like, Shifting Sandland, then Peach's Castle, then after that, Jolly Roger Bay. It is a bit of a disappointment in the early stages to go into the water level stuff, just because it's more slow-paced than everything else in the game. But at the same time, it has such a nice, moody atmosphere that it easily stands head and shoulders above the rest as the best of the 3 main water levels within Mario 64. And from there, I would say most likely Tick-Tock Clock. It is a tricky level, and in some cases it's a bit unplayable, but its difficulty does come as a sort of nice welcome thing after, like, it's what you want as you approach endgame territory with Mario 64. You want the kind of ease of that. Not the ease, like the difficulty spike, and Tick-Tock Clock is very rewarding in that sense. And then after that, I would go with probably Wet Dry World. Even if I'm not the biggest fan of it on an aesthetic level, it's got enough fun puzzles and stuff within it to make it an enjoyable experience. And I'm just now, no, I can make this work. It's got enough fun puzzles within it to make it worthy of, like, being above, some of the other levels. I would say, like, wait, which one was I talking about? I got focused on on playing the game that I forgot which level I was talking about. It was between this and Wet Dry World. Wet Dry World. Wet Dry World has enough stuff going in with it that even if it's not my favorite on an aesthetic level, it's a fun enough time that it is really, it's a cool, neat time. It's not the worst thing ever. It's pretty manageable. It's a good, like, middle ground for the game, all things considered. And then from there, I would go with Rainbow Ride. It is a nice challenge. It's got a nice aesthetic, but it is also very tricky to navigate, and in some places that is incredibly to its detriment, because it becomes a lot of this stuff, like, as you're kind of sort of semi-seeing with this, because it's so fragmented and because it's so built around the challenge of the jumps themselves, it becomes a little bit of a, like, okay, hard to maneuver thing. It's built around the idea of you exploring it in a similar way like you would to Whomp's Fortress, but just the general layout and play style of how this level operates doesn't really accommodate for that, so that puts it below something like Wet Dry World, which is more clear about where it wants to be. And then from Wet Dry World, I believe, comes, no, from this, I would say, well, above Wet Dry World, I forgot to, Snowman's Land and, Tiny Huge Island, they're both above Wet Dry World at the very least. I'll say that much. I think they're above, those levels. I don't have much to say. They're, like, right in the middle for me. Tiny Huge Island is difficult to navigate sometimes, but its challenges are fine, and Snowman's Land is just okay. It's not as rewarding, I guess you would say, as something like Cool Mountain, but it does its job fine. They're just the average levels. They're not the worst, but not the best either. And then after that, what comes next after that? No, give me that. Okay, I need that. I was about to lose it. Then it comes down to Hazy Maze Cave and Dire Dire Docks, and as I give it more thought, I think I'm willing to say I prefer Hazy Maze Cave to Dire Dire Docks, just because Hazy Maze Cave has a little bit more character and aesthetic. It can be a pain to navigate, and it can be very confusing to navigate, but it's just got, in general, more stuff going on, which makes it, in general, a more rewarding level to play through. And that is why, just in general, I prefer it. Now, I'm going to have to try to do a little bit of an expert-texpert maneuver. I've done this before, and I've gotten it to work. My hope is that I will make it work again, because I think with the 76 coins I have enough that I can get the 100 coin star. But I need to get this jump correct. So, here's hoping. Wish me luck. Cut it. Narrowly close. Narrowly close. But we did it. We did it. Alright. Now, I just need to not muck this up with the red coin star. I can live with not getting that one coin, I think. I hope so, at least. I really hope I didn't screw myself by not getting that one coin. I don't think I did, but... Okay, and then the blue coin switch... Yeah, it's right over here. Ooh, no, okay, shoot. Alright, but it's okay. 87 coins. I can make this. I can make this. And then that cannon will be prepared for me. That'll be good for later. Might as well just get that out of the way. We're gonna do this. I could have done way... Yeah, I know. Shut up. I could have done way better on getting those blue coins, but I think I got just the right amount that I think I'm gonna be able to net 100 coins on this level. I think, at least. We'll see what happens. I just need to be smart and not muck it up too badly. Here we go with that. Jump up here. Alright. So this is just now I'm just kind of focusing in on playing the game a little bit. Oof, okay, alright, alright, the next red coin should be, yeah, it's over here. Alright, let's just do, I'm doing a lot of backward, backflips, backward backflips, which would be forward flips, but, just doing a lot of those just to quickly net me what I need. Alright, I think if I do this, that's good there, and, that's good there, alright. Oh, we got this. We got this. Oh, yeah. Because once I get this next red coin, then that's going to be the 100 stars. Yep. Neat. I'm glad I got it. It came down to that jump. I hope at the very least you can see now that, like, it is very much dependent on getting that one tricky jump right. Because the best place where you're guaranteed to get... all the coins you need is in this area, but you do need to go to the other obstacle courses and the house thing and all that stuff, so we got it though. Now I just need to not mess this up. Well, at the very least, I feel like I can afford to mess up the red coin thing because I already got the 100 coin star and I saved, so that's not going to be challenged at all by the game. I've saved and done the whole thing, so the most I can do now is just be like, okay, we'll go for the red coins again, and that's a much easier endeavor than trying to do all the 100 coins star stuff again. So anyway, now if I just could get the perspective right, that I am messing up very criminally. I'm having a tremendous difficult time with getting the wall jumps down for some reason. I don't know why my skill at that has decided to elude me and leave. That's a different thing. Okay, here we go. So we're back up here. Need to just jump over from this spot. Ooh, okay. Whoop, okay, I'm gonna need... Can he do this? Alright, no, I can't do that. Well, he could, but I don't know if that's gonna give us the right amount of elevation. Oh, don't be doing that! Why? Why did you run off the stage, Mario? Foolish, foolish child. Yeah. Well, let's go into this again. Coins and Master Maze. Alright, so at the very least now this is more straightforward because I already got the 100 coin star. I don't need to get that again. At least I don't think I do. I'll be stunned if I have to get the 100 coin star again. At this point now we can just take Rainbow Ride in a more general tone in the way it's kind of intended to be viewed of and dealt with. Alright, hey, wait, whoa. Okay, there we are. Right, and there we go with this. Now let's just head over. Okay, there we are. So we're just gonna need some extra things. I will say, because we are approaching the 3-hour mark, which is normally my cutoff point. I don't know how much longer we'll be going with this game, just because we have been at it for quite some time now, and I know I kind of hinted, I hinted that we were going to make an attempt to wrap up this game in this stream, and I honestly thought I was going to. I thought the pace was going to be like, oh yeah, totally, we're gonna get the rest of the stars in the stream. Why wouldn't we? We've already unlocked all the levels. Why would we not end up just getting the rest of... I'm really messing up right now. But I really thought to myself, I was like, well, of course, yeah, we're gonna get all 100, you know, all the rest of the stars. That's obvious. But now I'm starting to think, because my energy is waning a little bit now, it might be, I think what we might do, I might try to aim for like, I don't know, we'll see where we're at, but I might aim for like 90 coins, because then that will be, 90 coins will bring us 3/4 of the way to the end of the game, because there's 120 stars in total. So I feel like if I reach 90 coins, that's a good round number to be like, wrap up for today, and then we'll raid someone. But yeah, this has been a fun stream, and I hope that you all have been enjoying it, and I hope that it's been running well. I haven't seen any major issues on Streamlabs end, which is very refreshing after many streams of there being issues on a tech level. So the fact that this actually is just doing what I have wanted it to do for many a long year now, not many a long year, but for a couple of months, I'm very glad that it's actually finally doing that. My apologies for those gross noises. So hopefully now that all this, I think now that I've got all this tech working, streams from this point forward will be a bit more steady, a bit more stable, just a tad bit more professional-esque. I mean, it's still relatively a hobby for me, just because, like, you know, I'm not even an affiliate yet, and so, and when you're at this sort of level of, you know, notoriety, it's best to approach these things as just like hobby stuff. Though I do try to keep up a pretty good, a pretty stable, consistent stream schedule. And I think I've been doing that pretty well. Monday we'll be returning to Breath of the Wild. I guess I should be saving this all for when I actually wrap up the stream, because we got a ways to go. We're gonna do more stuff, but anyway, yeah, this has been a fun stream, and I hope you all have been enjoying it. I'm glad too that Riley was able to get a clip out of it. I feel like my streams have been a bit lacking on clip-worthy moments, but Now that that's there, this will be one for the ages. All right, there we go. All right, we're gonna do. Let's look at the checklist here of stars to nab. So we do have the 100 coin star there. Alright, the Bomb Battlefield is complete, Worm's Fortress is complete, Jolly Roger Bay is complete, Cool Cool Mountain's complete, Big Boo's Haunt. Let's wrap up Big Boo's Haunt. And then once we do that, then we will call it for the day. Why don't we? Sound good to everyone? Good. Alright, let's just do a nice little sprint jog down here. And then next stream we'll actually for reals wrap up this game, because then we'll have gotten well, we'll see. I say that I thought that I was going to be able to breeze through a lot of this game today, and then it took me like 3 hours to get only 10 stars. So maybe this will take longer. I don't want to shoot myself in the foot by saying, "Oh yeah, totally, next stream we're gonna get it." It'll all depend on the difficulty of the stars we have to nab. Though I think all that's left really, like the most difficult ones, are going to be getting the 100 coin star switches and stuff, but not switches, but 100 coin star utilities. But once we get that down, I think we should be in the clear for the most part. Because the rest of these, like, sort of just obstacle course stars are not the hardest thing in the world to nab. They're very, very simple. Very simple and pleasant to grab. So, I need to, mind you, one must be relatively proficient at jumping in order to make that work. Okay, there we go. Alright, and I could have sworn, I guess I was wrong. I thought there was a, okay, I thought I wouldn't have to do this. I thought that there was a blue switch, not blue, or at least a invisible cap block in that balcony, but I was wrong. It's over here. So now we gotta do this with the right timing, which, as was evident, I did not possess too greatly, but there we go, I did it properly this time. Great. So now we walk into the secret room, and we got a big giant eyeball, who is the easiest, quote, boss to take out in the entire flippin' game. And there we go. Oh, the boo's gonna chase me, but it doesn't matter, because I got a star! Alright, that's it for today, I think. We got 90 stars, so we're now 3/4 of the way through the game, which is, all things considered, really impressive. So, on that note, let me just knock out that boo so he doesn't injure me. And let me just say thank you all so much for being here. Stick around, because we are going to do a raid, I believe. Who is streaming right now? Who can we raid? Let us raid. Let's raid Ellie Spectacular. She's playing more Fire Emblem, 3 Houses. I've raided her in the past couple of streams, and I shall raid her again. Why don't I? But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. The plan is that on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be diving back into Breath of the Wild, and we will be trying to get a little bit further in the game than just the tutorial section, and those streams are normally pretty chill and lax, so if you just need something to unwind for your day later on, then that will be what that stream is for. And beyond that, then next week we will be kicking back into this game, and I don't want to say we'll be finishing it, because I thought we were going to finish it today, and then it turned out we didn't, but either way, we'll get further in this game, and we'll get the next set of stars, and it'll be a fun time. So, for now, I must leave you, but I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.